Doom Eternal is one of the best games I've ever played. Hell, it's one of the best things I've ever experienced. A masterful execution on envelope-pushing, synapse-stretching first-person shooting that doesn't let up for 20 straight hours. id Software already proved they more than still had it with 2016's soft reboot of Doom itself. And as veterans of the industry, you can tell they know exactly what had to come next. Firing into Doom Eternal, seeing the Slayer's flying space fortress, because why not, cocking the shotgun and hearing another masterful Mick Gordon soundtrack, it immediately gets across a sentiment that elevates this above all else. id Software are genuinely some of the most talented people in all of entertainment, and seeing this veteran team of devs execute their craft reminds me how formulaic so many other titles have become. Doom Eternal revels in its own ridiculousness in the best way possible. The question before launch, though, was how? How, after getting 2016's return installment so right out of nowhere, could id possibly top such a glorious, self-aware celebration of a franchise whilst continuing to raise the bar and not introduce anything that would stymie that momentum? Well, by bringing Mick Gordon back for one, but also by fleshing out Doom's lore in a way that officially and finally bridges the original titles and what we have now. I'm not going to say how, but one scene made me do this face. And you have to experience it spoiler-free. As an extension of this point too, Eternal doesn't necessarily tell a story if you don't want it to. If you just want to play the Slayer as this righteous embodiment of retribution and demon-slaying cosmic balance, you can. You'll still get the scene I just mentioned and a literal handful of others, but the bulk of the background lore is told through text entries that you'll have to pause to read. Personally, I love this. It lets you get as invested as you want, walking the line between the chaos-loving carnage of the old school and the origin story connected universe fare of the modern day. Altogether, it codifies Doom and prepares it for another few decades of sequels, giving us terms like the God King, Hell Priests, Makers, Khans, Unholy Realms, and explanations as to the very fabric of this universe. Back to gameplay though, because it's here where stories of people having to come back down after a play session felt imminently relatable. Doom Eternal plays like a thrash metal guitar solo. It's a guttural scream bellowing the opening of a track that's only followed by the full band going hell for leather and thousands in attendance headbanging their grandchildren into a lifetime of hereditary neck problems. There's a pace to New Age Doom, and after 2016 opened the set, Eternal has to make sure you go home sweaty, exhausted, and with stories you'll tell for the rest of your life. Your chainsaw now activates with the push of a button. The all-new Flame Belch means on-fire enemies spew armor, letting you stay amongst the fray as you charge so many additional modifiers for what happens next. The 3 separate upgrade systems give you grenades that scatter from grenades, enemies have weak spots that disable their attacks, others respond to a grenade in the mouth, or having their head cannons shot clean off. The glorious one-hit kill Blood Punch is a super melee that unleashes a shockwave designed to clear space and get you moving again, should anything ever get in your way. Doomslayer gets a giant electric sword. The story turns into one man conquering heaven and hell. Tokens unlock unlimited missile flurries, and kill finishers have you sticking bare hands into demonic chests, tearing them in half. Every single part of Doom Eternal's design has been masterfully assembled to guarantee complete 100% signature feel intensity. Stay still and you're dead. You need to cleave through enemies to get more ammo, need to weaken them for a unique kill to regain health, and you'll need to switch through every single weapon this time too. The Super Shotgun's new grapple hook being just as valuable as the plasma rifle's shockwave. Now, you are dropped into all this in a way that can be pretty overwhelming. Thankfully, once again, id Software know exactly what they're doing, and even the initial "holy crap, this is a lot of game coming at me" is intentional. The difficulty screen even tells you so. One of the most subtle cards Doom Eternal plays, though, is subconsciously. You need time for all of these systems to embed themselves into your brain. Your muscle memory needs to develop, and you need to invest hours seeing things respond to your inputs to get the most in return. What could once be a fight that you scraped through then clicks as you fly through the level in a blur of blades and blood. The game never stops introducing new enemies across the campaign, new combinations of weapons or power-ups, new reasons to rip, tear, and feel absolutely phenomenal doing it. I've not had this much consistent fun or gripping the pad till I'm sore engagement with a game ever. The sheer ear-to-ear maniacal laughter-fueled euphoria I felt when lockstepping with everything Doom Eternal had to offer was unlike any other FPS, including Doom 2016. Creative director and absolute G Hugo Martin was spot on about this eclipsing what went before, and it's not until you see and feel what the team have built that you'll know exactly why. The end result is a resounding, sky-punching 5 stars. I knew it in my bones after the first 10-hour play session, and as the credits rolled and I basked in that dark synthetic beat score, some of the best heavy music ever created, by the way, I felt nothing but pure, sheer jubilation. I immediately dove back in to experience everything all over again, hovering up missing tokens, attempting challenge arenas now with full loadouts, and punking those mother effing marauders that were so hard the first time round. You'll see. Without getting into specifics, because the ride here is just so exquisite, Doom Eternal is one of the best games of the generation, the best game I've ever played from id, 2019's first must-have, and everything you could ever want from a follow-up to that 2016 release. Hugo Martin, Mick Gordon, and id Software have nailed it to the wall, smashed its face in, and played a stonking fat riff while cocking a shotgun and walking off to shoot something else. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go play more of this thing and scream about it into the ears of anyone else that's near me. Cheers, everyone. I've been Scott from WhatCulture.com, and I'll catch you soon.